One-on-one fabric, different kind of cloth. Cut out the wins, remember the loss. Hair on your face, don't make you a boss. Seen the bounce back, show you the ropes. No little spinners got me in the door. I like.
Welcome back, family. It's Famous AAA from FamousAAA.com. Website will be up in a jiffy. Give me about a few days. Yes. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Take your shoes off, get comfortable. If you're returning, throw that straight right down the pipe. Make sure you hit that like button. Share this with a friend of 5. And make sure you hit the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can get notified every time I drop a video like this. And when I say like this, that means we're going to keep it boxing and we're going to talk our shh. So let me take you back to the green date when we had Spence taking on Mikey Garcia for his first pay-per-view ever. And Mikey Garcia out the win just got a fight with Errol Spence. Now, what has Mikey Garcia done to lead up to a fight with Errol Spence Jr.? Absolutely nada. And who was calling for this fight with Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence Jr.? Absolutely nada. But when you throw politics in the air like a built-up fight that makes no sense. Now, if you want to push a fighter and put him on a pay-per-view card and say, you know what, look at the numbers and et cetera, then we talking about underlining things, little substance things that really don't matter because, we want to go in a line of positioning and making sure that everybody gets their turn who deserves their turn, correct? Now, I'm not one that is complaining about any fight being made or any fight that hasn't been made, but I'm just being real. We're going to fast forward to the end of 2020. Errol Spence is on his third pay-per-view against Danny Garcia. And what happens in that fight? Total domination for ESJ. Beats Danny Garcia convincingly, no ifs, ands, or buts. Can't even refute. And this is still in December 2020, so for everybody who's using that the accident, you got till December 31st in 2021, we don't want to hear anything about that. You know what I'm saying? He came back, he did what he did, defending his title, was successful, dominated. Let's get it. Moving on. Now, there's news in the air as far as Spence taking on Canelo Alvarez, but Canelo has to get past Callum Smith, and he beat his brother, right? Correct? Yes, he beat his brother. But with that being said, him beating his brother, and now him beating his brother, there's a potential fight with Canelo and Errol Spence. And I'm just going to revert back to what I said with Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. It was like, who's calling for this fight? Now, Canelo Alvarez, if you get past Callum Smith, to entertain that fight shouldn't be on your mind, one. It should be a Charlo or somebody more deserving of the fight, not somebody who is at 147 pounds wanting the fight. Canelo already has a habit of bringing up fighters from 147, like Amir Khan and facing Josecito Lopez and, guys like that to fight and knock out and win. Now, Errol, he wants to make him part of that list. And this is a guy who fought at 175 pounds. And I just want to get and see where did somebody from 147 pounds, where in the rankings did he even face anybody somewhere remotely close to that weight division so he can earn a shot. Now, we talking about the underlying factors of the little pay-per-views and all that, then okay, you got a point. But if we talking weight classes for a reason and why weight classes matter, then we gotta rule out this even being talked about. Now, as far as the fight goes, you have people that actually believe Spence beats Canelo Alvarez. I don't know how, when, and where, but you have some people that believes this. And they're gonna get upset and they're gonna dumb it down, which is cool. We all in agreement to disagree, but be respectfully. When you hear Spence versus Canelo, and you hear people taxing, and you hear people saying, you know what, I believe Spence can beat Canelo, I just don't see why. Like, this is where we have to take ourselves back and put ourselves into somebody else's body who thinks logically. And Spence versus Canelo is just, one, is a dangerous fight. Two, I don't want to see Spence winning this fight. I'm just being totally honest. But if you do believe Spence could win this fight, kudos. But let's just get back to the basics. I want to see guys in the same weight classes versus the same weight classes. We've seen the Vasily Lomachenkos versus Rigondeaux. We've seen the Garcias versus Spence. We just seen when you jump up in weight classes, what's the ultimate ending. And dealing with the fact that Spence, 3 fights in a row, or 4 fights in a row, hasn't even stopped an opponent or really hurt an opponent to the point where, like how he used to do, going in there with Canelo. Some people may say if he gets up to 154, 160, he'll be stronger. How big do you think Canelo is going to come in? We got fish to fry at 47, and we got to stop throwing roadblocks in there to distract you from the main goal. Now, it's Pacquiao and Crawford, and that's what we're doing. We're throwing deflections now. That's all this is. This is a distraction. This is a distraction. People buy into distractions all the time. It's easy to distract you. It's so easy to distract you. We already know. 147 pounds is where it's at. The guys at 47 is where it's at. Ask yourself this. What has Spence done at 154, 160, or 168 for him to get a fight with Errol Spence Jr.? Minus the pay-per-views and the politics. Talking about resume-wise. I guarantee you not once one of you can answer that. And what qualifies Canelo Alvarez to fight somebody like Errol Spence? What had he done at 147 pounds? I don't think he fought there when he was a teenager. But we in 2020, people. This is not back in the days. So I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Remember, everything is still a sport. So where's my sportsmanship award? And just like that, famous is gone.
The biggest, the baddest, and the best. Famous.
Welcome back, family. Make sure you subscribe, crash that bell, smash that like button, and share this with a friend of 5.